The story behind I Just Had Sex by The Lonely Island. I Just Had Sex, a paean to Getting Laid, composed by the comedy rap group The Lonely Island, initially aired as a digital short on Saturday Night Live in December 2010. In just under 3 minutes, it celebrates the act of copulation with the confidence and bravado of traditional rap and R&B songs, while swapping typical displays of masculinity for much more, honest lyrics. Sex, for instance, is swaggeringly described as the best 30 seconds of my life. The track in general is dedicated to them girls that let us flop around on top of them, while there is a fervent acknowledgement that it's nice of any girl ever for allowing that to happen. Akon lends his golden pipes to the chorus, I just had sex and it felt so good, which makes for a genuinely triumphant anthem. It's also, inadvertently, the perfect 2021 song of the summer. I Just Had Sex captures the collective joy of society reopening, and the relief of being intimate again after a year stuck inside. Like any good song of the summer, it celebrates horniness, but particularly post-pandemic horniness, overly enthusiastic and slightly rusty. And right now, we can all get behind a message like, and I'll never go back to the not having sex ways of the past. Here, the Lonely Island members Akiva Schaffer, Andy Samberg, and Jorma Taccone plus DJ Frankie come together to share the story of how this classic song came to be. Andy Samberg, our first 3 albums we rented houses for the summer and shacked up all together. I think that's the right use of that phrase. Shacked up. We have a music manager who sent us beats and we stockpiled all the beats and we'd spend the first week going through them all and marking beats we liked. I Just Had Sex was definitely one of those where we were like, oh, we should do something on this. It sounds really big. Akiva Schaffer, the DJ's name was Frank E. His name remains to this day Frank E., as far as I know. He may have changed it. I don't know. DJ Frank E. I had never met the guys. I was a fan of I'm on a Boat and all their previous stuff on SNL and everything. We sent the files over just like, all right, why not? And trusted that something good would come out of it. The managers sent it out, and then the rest is history. Andy Samberg, we're not big weed guys, but we constantly would do interviews around our albums and people would be like, what were you guys smoking when you came up with this idea? And this one is funny because we actually were smoking when we came up with this idea. Me and Jorma got stony one night and came up with 12 ideas, 3 of which we actually ended up making. I Just Had Sex was one of them. Jorma Taccone, yeah, me and Andy were smoking weed. Akiva, I don't know what he was doing that night, but for whatever reason, maybe he didn't want to smoke weed. Akiva Schaffer, I want to be clear. My wife was pregnant at the time and upstairs. It'd be like 9:30 or 10 o'clock and I go, guys, I'm going to call it tonight a little early to take care of a pregnant woman that I impregnated.